Walmart CEO reveals they're going bankrupt. Food stamps ban ruins us.
Walmart will very soon start feeling the pinch of this government shutdown.
Half of their customer bases purchase their food with EBT cards using SNAP benefits, which, as it stands right now, will not be funded.
Walmart just dropped a bombshell, and it's shaking the retail world to its core. The company revealed shocking news that government shutdown and the freeze on SNAP benefits are pushing America's largest retailer toward a crisis it hasn't faced in decades. This is billions of dollars at stake, and the clock is ticking.
Walmart earns 5% of its total revenue from SNAP benefit spending.
Walmart earns about 5% of its total revenue from SNAP benefits, amounting to a staggering $2 billion in November 2025 alone. For a company that thrives on razor-thin profit margins, this is a threat to survival.
5 whole percent of Walmart's revenue comes from SNAP benefit spending, food stamp assistance spending. 5% of all of Walmart's.
There are just a really large number of people, 42 million people across the country, 1.5 million people here in the state of Georgia, that rely on the SNAP program to connect them with the nutrition that...
The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program is supposed to help families afford food, but for Walmart, it's also a lifeline. Out of the $125 billion SNAP budget, roughly $25 billion flows through Walmart stores each year. Losing that flow is a financial earthquake. The shutdown has frozen these benefits since November 1st, 2025, and every day that passes piles more pressure on the company.
Millions of Americans may be going hungry as the Trump administration tries to wriggle out of distributing food stamp funds.
He's at a disadvantage, and he knows it. Most billionaires don't have to worry about where the next meal is coming from. That's what I've been told. I don't know many billionaires.
The impact is immediate and brutal. Customers who rely on SNAP are forced to cut spending, and Walmart stores see a sudden drop in sales that were previously guaranteed. In a world where every dollar counts, losing predictable income is catastrophic. Shelves stay full, but cash registers ring less often. Orders slow down, suppliers feel the strain, and employees notice the difference. In retail, timing is everything, and right now, Walmart is out of sync with the system it depends on.
Get SNAP benefits, which is encouraging in a way. We're obviously reaching people who need it, but it's also shocking and depressing in another way, that 42 million Americans need food help.
The retail environment makes this even worse. Grocery and retail operate on ultra-competitive, razor-thin margins. A 5% revenue loss is existential. Suddenly, Walmart may struggle to pay suppliers on time, maintain inventory, or even keep all its stores fully operational. This is a company that employs millions, yet the same shutdown that threatens its revenue also threatens its workforce. Many Walmart employees or their families rely on SNAP benefits, meaning morale and productivity could take a nosedive at the exact moment the company needs them most.
At my food bank, we've seen the demand for food assistance increase by about 70%.
The human cost adds urgency to the financial one. Families are cutting meals, employees are stressed, and communities feel the ripple effect. Fewer customers in stores mean fewer sales, which directly translates into the billions lost. Walmart's struggle is felt in the lives of millions. The freeze in SNAP benefits is creating a perfect storm where financial, operational, and human pressures collide. And this storm is growing. Every additional day of the government shutdown intensifies the strain. Retail doesn't have the luxury of waiting it out. Walmart's profit cycle is disrupted, supply chains are under pressure, and tough choices loom. Cost-cutting, reduced hours, and resource reallocation may become necessary, each decision rippling outward to affect employees, customers, and local economies. The longer SNAP remains suspended,
Be like every evening. It's going to be sad and miserable.
So that's why today I'm officially declaring an emergency. This is a food emergency, and I want to unleash every tool at our disposal.
the higher the stakes. The numbers alone are alarming. Losing $2 billion in a single month is catastrophic, but combined with stress on employees and dropping customer spending, it's a crisis with no easy fix. Walmart operates on slim margins and high efficiency. There's little buffer for an event like this. Unlike tech giants with diversified revenue streams, Walmart's model leaves very little room for error. One wrong move, one prolonged shutdown, and even the retail titan could see its bottom line take a historic hit.
Literally the difference between whether one of the biggest companies in America can turn a profit in the United States in 2025 or not. Don't make this smaller than it is. It's huge, and it's only going to get bigger.
This is a national economic warning. SNAP benefits freezing doesn't only hurt recipients, it impacts employees, suppliers, and the millions who shop at Walmart every week. The ripple effect is enormous, and Walmart is right at the epicenter. The company is facing one of the most severe disruptions in its history, and the next few months could define its entire year. The urgency is undeniable. Every day SNAP remains frozen, Walmart inches closer to a critical tipping point. Revenue losses, employee strain, and community impact are converging all at once. Combined with declining productivity and customer spending, is more than a financial challenge. It's a wake-up call. The shutdown is economic, operational, and human. Walmart is feeling the full force, and the consequences are only going to escalate if relief doesn't come soon.
Meanwhile, everyday Americans are struggling with both hunger and financial stress.
The human side of this crisis is where the story gets really raw. Walmart is a lifeline for millions of Americans. And right now, that lifeline is fraying fast. The freeze on SNAP benefits isn't just cutting dollars off a ledger, it's cutting meals off plates, forcing employees and customers alike to make impossible choices. People who spend their days stocking shelves, helping shoppers, and keeping the store running are suddenly wondering how to feed their own families. Hunger is stress, fatigue, and distraction that ripples straight onto the sales floor.
Many of the employees at Walmart, many of them may be members of SNAP benefits. They may have a family member that received some. So you can only imagine the loss in productivity if Walmart's employees begin to lose some of the food.
Here's the irony that hits like a punch in the gut. Walmart employs millions of people, yet many of its own staff rely on the very benefits that fund the company's revenue. It's a corporate circle of irony so sharp it could slice through a shipment of frozen pizzas. One moment, employees are checking out groceries for families using SNAP cards. The next, some of those same employees are cutting back on meals at home, worried about stretching every dollar. And that stress shows up in the form of slower service, tired smiles, and the quiet panic of families juggling essentials. Kids are going without snacks, parents are rationing groceries, and employees are juggling worry along with their work.
This is not small numbers. This is literally the difference. How long this government shutdown lasts is literally.
The scenarios are almost cinematic, but sadly, they're everyday reality. A cashier skipped lunch because SNAP benefits didn't arrive. A stocker pausing mid-aisle, calculating whether there's enough left in the bank to buy dinner. Families cutting back on essentials they usually take for granted. The ripple effect is massive. Less spending, lower productivity, and more stress across the board. Walmart's struggle mirrors the human toll of the government shutdown. Every dollar frozen in SNAP benefits isn't just lost revenue, it's lost comfort, lost meals, and lost peace of mind for ordinary Americans.
One of the biggest companies in America can turn a profit in the United States in 2025.
And its community shockwaves. The bigger picture is chilling. Walmart may be the largest retailer in the country, but it doesn't operate in a vacuum. The shutdown is spilling into the corporate world in ways that are loud, ugly, and relentless. Spencer Akemian points out that Walmart isn't the only titan feeling the burn. Airlines like Delta, suppliers, local businesses, and even stock markets are being rocked by the cascading effects of a government frozen in gridlock. The numbers are almost impossible to digest. Billions of dollars evaporating in November alone, just because SNAP benefits aren't flowing. Every extra day the shutdown drags on multiplies the economic devastation.
create more social distance. I think those are examples of how each.
Behind the scenes, Walmart isn't sitting idly. Leadership is scrambling, trying to manage cash flow, keep operations smooth, and prevent disaster. You can bet the meetings are tense, the emails urgent, and the coffee consumption alarming. Strategies being whispered behind closed doors include cutting costs, reducing hours, delaying expansion plans, or even rationing inventory. Each option comes with risks. Fewer hours upset employees, cutting costs can hurt service, and delaying expansion could cost long-term growth. It's a delicate balancing act under pressure that most people can't even imagine. Executives and employees are caught in the same storm. Store managers are trying to maintain order while corporate leadership fights to stabilize finances. The fallout is uncertain, but could be dramatic. Store closures, layoffs, and even sudden price hikes that affect millions of shoppers. Walmart, a company seen as invincible, is suddenly facing vulnerabilities caused entirely by government inaction. It's a reminder that no empire is untouchable.
This administration has used donations to pay members of the military. They have used tariff money to fund other interests. Is it really hard to believe that they wouldn't be able to find somewhere to funnel government funds to be put to a program that helps feed some 40 million Americans?
Politicians argue and debate the shutdown, but real families are bleeding financially, quietly paying the price while the media circus rages on. There's an almost surreal irony in the coverage. Walmart, often criticized for corporate greed, is now revealed to be just as vulnerable as the average family depending on SNAP benefits. Analysts like Spencer Akemian are pulling back the curtain, exposing hidden vulnerabilities the public rarely sees. People are stunned to realize that the country's biggest retailer can be rocked by a pause in a government program. And that's just the start. The story is far from over. As the shutdown continues, Walmart's crisis becomes a lens for understanding the broader economic shockwave. It's a living case study in how government policy, employee welfare, and consumer behavior are intertwined. And if Walmart, a behemoth that dominates retail, can be affected this drastically, what does that mean for other companies quietly dependent on government programs? The next deep dive promises to expose exactly that. But for now, the focus is clear. The human, financial, and social toll of this crisis is unfolding, and it's as brutal as it is urgent.
It's the new name for food stamps. Essentially, it's the same. 42 million Americans get SNAP.
The question on everyone's mind now is terrifying but straightforward. Will Walmart survive this storm? The possibilities are stark. On one hand, there could be a slow recovery once the government finally restores SNAP benefits. Stores reopen fully, customers return, and revenue inches back. But even that recovery will be painful. On the other hand, a prolonged freeze could push Walmart straight into the red for 2025. We're not talking a slight dip in profits. This could be one of the biggest hits in the company's history. The long-term impact could be even worse. Layoffs might become unavoidable, employee attrition could spike, and Walmart's hard-earned market dominance could weaken. Competitors that aren't reliant on SNAP spending might swoop in, leaving Walmart scrambling to regain its footing. Even the simplest operational routines could feel like walking a tightrope over a canyon, and the truth is brutal. Walmart's fate is a warning shot to every business that depends on government programs. The rules of the game are changing, and the consequences are real. Subscribe, like, and comment why you like this video for a chance to win a new Apple MacBook.